Is it because of the big fight with the FCC? We've talked a lot about this. You see, Bob Iger's in all kinds of trouble with the FCC. And the FCC is doing this investigation into DEI. They also are basically looking at possibly taking away the ABC affiliations at hundreds of ABC affiliates all over the country because the FCC governs those airwaves. And Brendan Carr has already said in a letter to Iger back in December, before they were even in the seat, hey, guess what? Americans don't trust you guys. And guess what? That $16 million legal bill you had to foot, thanks to Georgie Poo Stephanopoulos on his Sunday show, your chief political anchor, for goodness sakes, making all kinds of libelous claims about the president. That's more proof that, you know what, you're spinning a bunch of lies. And because of that, we may have to take action. On top of that, you had, of course, the DEI, the investigation that's still going on. And Iger's in a little bit of trouble because even he was caught saying some things that maybe he shouldn't have been saying. In fact, he tries to pin it, interestingly enough, on the other Bob Chapek, if I said his name right, who really drove the stock down. People were kind of hoping Iger could salvage the situation, but I'm not so sure. This newly discovered tape has him praising DEI to the point where it makes you kind of wonder, is this conflict with the FCC and the investigation that's ongoing right now motivating his reasons for putting Arnold on The View and on Jimmy Kimmel? I don't know.
Well, I mean, Bob has talked about this eloquently since he's become CEO. I'll say a couple of things about it. You know, we've tended to shy away from politics. And in doing so, I think we've shied away from talking about issues that aren't political at all, like the issues that we're talking about today. Because we believe in doing so, maybe it looks like we're taking a stand. Well, in that reality, we should be taking a stand. I take responsibility for this. I was CEO for 15 years. And so I managed the company's public-facing processes and how we were portraying ourselves. And I think that we have to be less cautious, as Bob, I think, was just alluding to, about such things and not be concerned, like just commenting about what happened in Washington last week. That's not political on our part at all. We know that what we saw was fundamentally wrong and that it was rooted in hatred and disrespect and contempt and intolerance. And we should feel free as a company to comment about that without retribution. And another thing I want to say that I've learned these last 9 to 12 months is, I'm very proud of a lot of the work we've done in terms of diversity and inclusion on screen. When we did Coco, for instance, at Pixar, a great example of that, or Tiana, or of course, Black Panther is one of the great examples of that. I allowed those things to make me feel a bit complacent in a sense. It's not that I wanted to be that way, but I thought, wow, we did Black Panther. How great are we? And it caused me to not focus as much as I should have on the culture of the company and the environment and in the voices that were telling those stories as opposed to just how they were being portrayed on the screen.
Wow. All right. So Bobby Iger might have some challenges with that particular soundbite because it seems a tad bit incriminating in that guess who is going back in time? Is he not? Yes, that is the latest to have just come out. You see, they're going back in time to take a look at everything that went down over the last several years. And so he's not off the hook, so to speak, if things are improving in the here and now. And this is in part perhaps why he's bringing the likes of Arnold Schwarzenegger out there to help do what needs to be done as they try to salvage this network. And so, yes, you suddenly have the View host getting all these warnings from Iger, etc. Will it make any difference? I don't know. I mean, I don't know as you can really change things unless you actually change the cast there on the show, which is why Whoopi and some of the others might actually find themselves on the line in terms of their jobs themselves. the show itself is likely on the line. And so maybe they're looking at Arnold as some kind of savior. Maybe he can join. Maybe he can join the ladies and talk some sense into them every now and then. But look, you have, again, only to look at the stock price and see how troubled this company is. I will make this point that, it would probably be better for them if they sold ABC. I know that Bob doesn't want to do it. He doesn't have an offer on the table that looks attractive enough. People are not valuing these news organizations or these entertainment organizations the way they were once. Why? Oh, because there's a whole new kid in town, and it's called YouTube right here, right? It's wonderful. I mean, thank goodness we have YouTube, and thank goodness we just got a whole new. We gotta let you know we are now in the top 100 again. It's kind of amazing. It's really great. I'm super excited about it. I thought I'd mention that. Guys, if you haven't gone, by the way, to see my company, 76 Research, please do that. Use code word dollar. We've got a stock on there that we just wrote about over Father's Day that's up like 23% since we recommended it. And it is our belief that it still has a long, good ways to go. So you can get all the picks there for $1 a month. $1 a month. Hey, you can swing it, right? Money back guarantee. It goes to $9.95 after the first 2 months. But that's my company, 76 Research, that I started for a reason. It's because I just want more people investing in this tremendous future that I firmly believe we have. Lots of good stuff ahead. Thank you again for being here. As always, make sure you subscribe, share, like, and I will see you live tomorrow. More coming your way, by the way, throughout the afternoon. We've got a few more stories I want to cover.